But this week's chill is an early reminder of what is to come.
Yeah, most of us will stick it out through the long, cold winter, but now is when many birds have the instincts to get out of here. There's one spot along Lake Superior that's considered one of the best in the country to witness this annual migration. Tonight, we see why so many raptors appear on this one particular flight path as we go finding Minnesota.
That's a good one.
It's mid-September and the action overhead is just starting to pick up.
Well, I did see a bunch of 8 at one point.
This scenic overlook on the edge of Duluth is known as Hawk Ridge.
The next couple of weeks are when we see the peak numbers.
The views here are reliably captivating.
Looks like we have another bald eagle here.
A rite of nature that many find fascinating.
And there's things that you can see here that you can't see, to my knowledge, anywhere else in the country. 1 northern harrier, 5 bald eagles.
That's why Steve Colby traveled from Ohio
and 2 peregrine falcons
to be part of this year's count.
This is what I love to do. I love watching birds and I love bird migration. So this is the perfect job for me.
Most raptors are reluctant to fly over a big body of water like Lake Superior, and that's why this place is so popular. As they're flying south and approach the lake, they take a turn and fly right over us.
Does anyone want to take a guess at what kind of bird this is?
Hawk Ridge workers have been counting birds in their fall migration for more than 40 years.
They go as far as Central America.
And they know where many of them end up.
Harriers are really interesting because of their face. Does anyone think she looks a little bit like an owl?
By luring some of them to a netting site, they can attach bands to their talons
2, 3.
and then send them on their way again to their winter destinations.
The broad-winged hawk is actually going down as far as South America, and so there's a real range of the movement of these birds.
Peregrine falcon.
Myron Peterson and his wife Holly drive up from Eden Prairie each fall to take it all in.
This is about as pretty a place as there is in Minnesota. In fact, this is our favorite Minnesota destination. The birds going overhead are just so spectacular. Raptors are just unique I think in the animal kingdom. They are so interesting, so much fun to see.
The early part of the season brings smaller birds that often have farther to go.
So these guys are flappers. You're going to see them more do a flap, 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 glide.
In the coming weeks, bigger hawks and eagles will be soaring overhead.
For me, it's really unbeatable here in Duluth to have this view, have the birds, have a beautiful place like Hawk Ridge.
Now, in general, the peak of the migration is the 3rd weekend of September, and that's this coming weekend, and that's why they're hosting their annual Hawk Weekend Festival with speakers and demonstrations. For more information about Hawk Ridge or to send me another Finding Minnesota idea, just go to WCCO.com/links.